it several times. Let me play this one little back and forth.
Mr. President, have you looked at your pension? Have you looked at your pension?
I've got to say.
Mr. President, have you looked at your pension?
You know, I don't look at my pension. It's not as big as yours, so it doesn't take as long.
Let me give you some.
Who won that one, do you think, David?
Well, look, I think Mitt Romney would have been better off letting that one go. However, one of the president's strengths is his likability, and I think with a lot of suburban swing voters who are just looking for solutions, when you see an exchange like that where Romney's attacking but the president comes in with a good one-liner, I don't think it helps him either. And it was a very quick exchange, and they moved on, and it's going to be long forgotten.
You know what surprised me, and I'd be interested in what both of you think. The one thing that I thought that they didn't do is I never sensed that either of them really made a connection with one of the questioners. I don't know if there was some reason that they both decided strategically, why don't you say to that college student, what is it that you want to do? And, you know, what are your goals in life? And why don't you say to the people who say, I voted for you in 2008, why don't you say, first of all, thank you for your vote. I mean, I felt like neither Mitt Romney nor the president engaged in a way. Somebody wrote, you know, what would Bill Clinton do? He would have done it differently. They're not Bill Clinton. But having said that, did that surprise you?
They both had a lot of points to make from the get-go. And in that very first answer to the college student, President Obama brought up the auto bailout. That was all about Ohio. The polls are tightening there. He does not want to lose his lead there. And so they got into a back and forth over the auto bailout and how Mitt Romney would have approached it differently. And President Obama won that exchange, which is a very important thing for the polls in Ohio over the next week.
Do you think that's right? I mean, I guess my question is, do you go for the win? Do you go for the win on points, or do you go for the win on emotion?
You go for the win on politics. You go for the win on the audience watching around the country. If you're politically talented enough, as few presidents have been in the past 20, 30 years, you can both make that really good connection with the town hall participant, like you mentioned, and then turn it to a broader communication to the country. But if it was that easy, everybody would do it. And I think both of these guys simply wanted to communicate and get their agenda across. And that's why usually in these town hall formats, the voters are props. Not bad props, but props nonetheless. And if you notice, the question was always a reason to talk about a million other things besides the question itself, and that's just the way it goes.
David Drucker, Aaron McPike, another debate next week. Thanks to both of you. We'll rest up over the weekend. No rest for the candidates. Today they're fanning out across the battleground states. President Obama is right now on his way to Iowa. He's going to speak at a grassroots event in Mount Vernon, and then later tonight he is in Athens, which is home of Ohio University. Mr. Romney will go to 2 rallies today in Virginia. Vice President Biden to Colorado and Nevada, and VP nominee Paul Ryan stumping in Virginia and, yes, Ohio.